today's tutorial, we are going to be making this pumpkin hat, and as the video says, you can make this in every size available, from newborn all the way up to large adult. So throughout the video, I'll be showing you different charts on how many chains to make, or how the width of the hat that needs to be made, so you can adjust it to the size that you're needing, so you can make as many as you want for as many people as you want, and it will work out good for you. So for this size particular is newborn, and I'll be recreating that again for this video. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is grab your orange yarn and your 5mm hook. Okay, so I'm going to put up a chart right now to show you how many chains to make for the different sizes. So find your size that you're wanting to make and go ahead and do your chain for that. All right, so I again said I was doing the newborn size for this video, so I've changed 26, and this will give you the height of the hat, so from the crown of the head down, and I've added an extra inch so that when it's finished you can flip the brim of the hat up. Okay, and you know, if you make it a little bit longer, you can make that brim a little bit bigger. It's very adjustable. Okay, so the next step, we're going to be using half double crochet throughout this whole pattern, the main part of the hat. So we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to be working in the back loop for this. So this back, so if you turn your chain over, you'll see this back bump. We're going to be working our half double crochets into that. So just kind of turn it over and insert your hook into that first back bump, and then you'll just make your half double crochet, pull through all 3 loops, and you will continue that across. Okay, and it'll start to look like this. So just continue that all the way across, and I will meet you at the end of your row 1, and then I'll show you how to do row 2, and then I'll show you what width to make each hat. All right, so that is the end of row 1. So everybody will have different lengths depending on the size you're making, so just make sure that you have the right count on the size that you're needing. So at the end of the row, just chain 1 and then turn your piece over. So again, we're going to work in the back loop, so not this front one, but the one behind it. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that back loop, pull it through, and pull through all 3. It's a half double crochet across, and you will go all the way to the end, and I will meet you there, and then I will show you how long you're going to make this piece for the different size hats. All right, so that's the end of row 2, so don't forget to make your chain 1 before you turn, and we are just going to repeat that in the amount of rows that we need depending on the size of hat that you're making. So always working in that back loop and half double crocheting across and chain 1 at the end before you turn. So I'm going to put up a chart here real quick so you can see how to measure the lengths of the hat size that you need. So you'll use your tape measure, and then you will use it to determine how long to make this piece. So you'll keep making your rows. So for example, I need 12 inches in length for the newborn hat, so I will keep making rows until I have a measurement of 12 inches long. and I will meet you back at the end, and just refer to your chart. It's also, this information will also be down in the description if you need to refer to it at any time in the video. So I will meet you back once you have the length you need. Okay, welcome back. So you should have your piece the length that you need it for the size that you're making. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect our two sides together. So you're going to go ahead and make that chain one at the end of that last row if you haven't done that, and then fold your piece in half. Okay, and then we are going to slip stitch. We're going to go in the back loop of the piece or the side that's facing you, and then the next front loop in the next chain on the other side, and we're just going to slip stitch in each of those across. Okay, so we've gotten to the end and it's all slip stitched together. So you're going to chain one at the end of that. And now we are going to single crochet around the top. You're going to put one single crochet at the end of each row of half double crochets that you made. So just single crochet all the way around, one in each at the end of each row. Okay, after you make your last one, go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet that you made, and then chain one. All right, so that's row or round one of closing the hat. So from here on out, each round you're going to single crochet two together. So we're going to decrease all the way around. So go into that same stitch and then pull your yarn loop up, and then go into the next stitch and pull a loop up. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then you'll yarn over and pull through all 3. So we made 2 stitches into 1, and you'll just repeat that all the way around the top of the hat. Okay, so after that, you're just going to repeat that round until you have just a small opening left at the top. So depending on the size hat that you make, you may have to do that for more rounds, whereas with this hat for the newborn size, I'll only have to repeat that round one more time. So I will meet you back until you get to the end of that, where you just have a small opening at the top, and then I'll show you how to close that. Alright, so at this point you should have a small opening, and we will go ahead and cut our yarn a little bit longer tail so we can sew that closed. Alright, pull that through to finish that off, and grab your yarn needle, and then we're just going to weave back and forth through our stitches at the top here to kind of drawstring that closed. Okay, so just, you know, in one, out the next. In one, and then out the next. Until you have the opening all the way closed. And then you can just kind of weave back and forth once it's pretty much closed to kind of get that completely secure, and then you'll just want to weave in through some stitches to get that tail secured so it doesn't fall apart on you. Alright, and then we'll cut that yarn, and then let's go ahead and weave in this end tail here so we can get that out of the way. So I just go up through the bottom, and then back down, and you can do that as many times as you're comfortable with. I find that will be enough for that. Okay, so we can go ahead and flip up the bottom part of our hat for the brim, and I flip it up about an inch. Okay, so your hat should look like this at this point. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to make a pom-pom, and I've already made one. If you do not know how to make one, you can check out these two videos I've linked right here. One uses pom-pom makers. You can get these at your local craft store, wherever you buy your yarn. You can usually find these or get them online. Or I have a tutorial where you can use your hand to make a pom-pom, so that might be easier if you don't have one of these on hand. So go ahead and make your pom-pom, and I will meet you back and we will make the leaf, and then I'll show you how to sew these two things on. Okay, you should have your pom-pom made now and set aside, and make sure you have your long tail, don't cut that off. So now we're going to make a leaf. So grab your green yarn, and then we are going to chain 7. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're going to start in the second chain from the hook, so 1, 2, and we're going to make a slip stitch in that very first chain. Okay, in the next chain we're going to single crochet. Alright, in the next chain we are going to half double crochet. So yarn over, stick your hook through, pull through, you'll have 3 loops, and pull through. Alright, in the next 2 we're going to double crochet. So yarn over, put your hook through, pull up a loop. Alright, you're going to yarn over and just pull through the first 2 stitches, or first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and then pull through 2 again. Alright, and repeat that. So 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so now you have a slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. So in this very last chain here, we're going to make 5 double crochets. And that will start to wrap around to the other side of the leaf. So at this point your leaf should look like this. Now we're going to work through those loops again on the other side. So this is called working on the opposite side of the chain. And then I hold my yarn so that I'm crocheting over it, so then at the end it's already weaved in. So in this first loop or chain here, we're going to make another double crochet. And then in the next one, another double crochet. We're just doing the opposite on the, what we did on the opposite side of the chain. So the next one, we're going to make a half double crochet. After that, we'll make a single crochet, and in that last loop right here, or last chain, we're going to slip stitch. Alright, and that completes our leaf. So go ahead and cut a longer tail so we can sew it onto our hat. And finish that off. So since I worked over that yarn, all I have to do with this short one is just cut it off. It's already weaved in. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and sew on our pom-pom and our leaf to our hat, and then we will be finished. So the first thing I do is I grab my hook, one of the long tails, and I just pull it through to the inside of the hat. All right, and then if you have two, and if you have one, that's fine too. Go ahead and grab your second one and pull it through. All right, so you're gonna pull it tight so it's good and secure to the top. If you pulled through through different loops, I go ahead and start off by just tying a couple knots so it ties it to the hat. And you'll have to get your hands in there and work inside the hat to get it good and secure. Do that a couple times. Okay, so I've got that all tied up and good and tight onto the top of the hat, and then I go ahead and flip the hat inside out, and then we're going to use our yarn needle just to weave it in to the inside of the top so that it stays on. All right, and cut those. You flip your hat the right side out. And fix your brim. All right, so I need to trim up my pom-pom a little bit better, but that is what that should look like. So now we're gonna do the leaf. And before we sew this on, I just wanna say thank you for watching and making your hat with me today. I would appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button. I'm getting close to 2,000 subscribers, and I definitely appreciate your support and love hearing that, you know, what size hat that you made, and if you enjoyed the pattern, you want to comment below for that, and I really appreciate that. So the yarn is at the tip of our leaf. We need it down here, so we're going to grab our yarn needle and we're just going to weave it up through until we get to the top of the leaf, like that. And so that's ready to sew on now. So I just pick a spot wherever you want it and just sew it straight onto the front part of your hat. And of course you can add leaves. You can even make like little curly vines to add to your hat. I also have a video on how to make curly cues if you want to watch that, to add a curly little vine to it. That would be super cute. All right, so once you're done, just weave your yarn back through your leaf a couple times to secure that. And then you're done. And then you might find that you need to, you know, trim up a little bit of your pom-pom a bit. But you can get that done just to get the shape you're wanting, and our pumpkin hat is finished. And I hope you had fun watching this. Hit that bell icon if you want notifications for future tutorials, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.